The beginning of 2022 has been bombarded by incredible game releases, mainly from the AAA landscape. However, the indie game landscape has had its good share of incredible games come out. One of these games is Itorah, developed by Greenbar Tales and published by Assemble Entertainment. This is a unique indie game that offers stunning visuals, some excellent music, and fun gameplay. Hi everyone, my name is Jeremy and this is my non-spoiler review for Itorah for PC. Itorah follows the story of a little girl who is the last human in the land. She doesn't remember who she is, but she is the only one who can stop a mysterious plague that threatens to consume everything. The story of Itorah is presented mainly through character dialogues and a few beautifully drawn stills. At the center of the story of Itorah, there's a mystery. A mystery of what happened to the humans in this world and what exactly is the plague. And the game does a really good job of layering that mystery throughout the entire game. In this sense, the story of Itorah will keep you engaged from beginning to end, trying to find out what is really happening and who we really are. So let's talk about the visuals of this game. Itorah is a very visually pleasing game. The game features hand-drawn and hand-painted characters and settings that give it a very vibrant, colorful, and highly detailed look. Every character has a unique design, and the areas and backgrounds that you explore throughout the game are rich in detail. There's a lot of use of lighting to create atmosphere and to add visual elements to the different areas. The animations in this game are very detailed, especially for the main character. The game is filled with animations that really show a lot of attention to detail. So let's talk about the specs of the game. I played the game with the following specs, and I had no trouble running the game at 60 frames per second. Itorah can run up to 1080p at 60 frames per second, and the game offers multiple configuration options for the display, allowing you to change not only the resolution, but the frame rate too. In regards to the music of this game, the music is incredible. It is very atmospheric, with instruments that really evoke the feel of the Mesoamerican setting of which it was inspired. The music really transmits the mood of mystery, danger, and exploration that the game is going for, and it really immerses you in the world of Itorah. There's a beautiful synergy between the visuals and the music of the game, especially in specific segments where these combine to form what can only be considered a work of art and movement. Now let's talk about the gameplay. Itorah is a 2.5 action platformer indie game with Metroidvania elements. Your main character can attack, jump, dodge, run, and crouch. You have a health bar and a stamina bar that depletes when you run or dodge or use certain abilities. Along the way, you will acquire new abilities that will allow you to explore previously unreachable areas. Additionally, these new abilities will be usable to fight and will give you more mobility for new platforming challenges. Each area is big and has multiple paths that you can keep track of with your map. Enemies drop crystals when you kill them. These crystals can be used to upgrade your HP and your stamina bar. The gameplay in Itorah is very responsive. The character quickly reacts to button prompts, and as you get more abilities, you start acquiring more mobility, which feels really good. In terms of level design, the different areas are visually and mechanically interesting to explore. What gives Itorah a very unique feel is that in the surface, the level design is very reminiscent of a Metroidvania, but more linear, meaning that each time you acquire a new ability, there are new paths that open up. Some paths are part of the story, and some are optional and hide some very good secrets. The optional paths are kept to a minimum in this game, and contrasting with Metroidvanias, the focus of this game seems to be more on platforming than on exploration. Itorah's platforming is excellent, and it is one of its strongest points. With each new ability you acquire, you gain more mobility, and the game presents you with very fun and challenging platforming sections to put them to use. The game offers a good variety of enemy fights and chase sequences that are fun to play through. Itorah features a great variety of enemies from all sizes. The game has multiple boss fights which all have some very creative and detailed designs. And finally, Itorah is an easy game. The game is more focused on the player enjoying the story and having a fun experience, more so than offering a challenge. So let's talk about the cons and pros of the game. If I had to critique anything in this game, I think the first thing I would critique is that the game doesn't make much use of its Metroidvania elements. Like I said before, even though this game has Metroidvania elements, particularly when you find new abilities that unlock previously unexplorable areas, the game uses this in a very limited way. Usually in Metroidvania games, getting new abilities opens up new paths to either continue the story or find optional things, aka secrets. Usually, Metroidvania games expect the player to come back to certain areas to explore these new paths, giving the game a much more open and non-linear feel. In Itorah's case, the game is more focused on giving the player a much more linear experience, with the optional explorable areas being kept to a minimum and putting the main focus on the platforming. I recognize that this is the design the developers were going for, but at the same time, I wish they had leaned more into the exploration aspect, because Itorah's world is absolutely stunning and beautiful, and I would have loved any type of excuse to lose myself exploring it. I think the other thing I would critique of this game is the difficulty. This game is too easy. The game is very focused on giving the player an enjoyable experience and story. The fighting in this game gets the job done, but it's clearly not the focus of the game. You take very little damage from everything, to the point that you can be pretty reckless and not worry. In this sense, I think a little bit more difficulty in the fights would have been good. So what are the strengths of this game? First of all, the visuals. The hand-drawn and hand-painted characters and world really stands out and gives this game a truly unique look. Like I said before, the colors are vibrant, eye-catching, and stunning. Secondly, the music. The music does an outstanding job of creating atmosphere and immersing the player in the setting that you are in. It generates mystery, a sense of adventure and danger, and is pleasing to hear throughout. And last but not least, the platforming. The platforming in Itorah is outstanding, and it is one of the standout points of the gameplay experience. Acquiring new abilities, more mobility, and putting them to use with the diverse platforming challenges the game throws at you is incredibly fun. So in conclusion, Itorah is a strong entry in the list of games that have come out in the first few months of this year. Despite the game keeping the Metroidvania elements to a minimum and being too easy, it still manages to wow with its presentation and the rest of its elements. It offers stunning visuals, incredible music, and some very fun and responsive gameplay. The world and characters of Itorah are vibrant, colorful, interesting, and it makes you want to spend more time in it. Itorah's visuals, music, and gameplay interweave in a wonderful harmony that creates an experience that is more than the sum of its parts. Itorah is one of the must-play video games of this year. For this reason, I highly recommend Itorah. So that's gonna be it for my non-spoiler review of Itorah. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! Hi everyone, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel to keep up to date with our content.